Hello everybody, today we're drawing a sombrero and we're going to decorate it however you choose to. Now, there are lots of different types of sombreros, different colors. There is something called embroidery that I wanted to show you. So let me grab that. I'll grab a real sombrero and show you embroidery and the decorations that they used. So this is a real sombrero and it's big. I mean, it's bigger than a hat you would usually wear because it's kind of about a ceremony or a party. It's for show. But this is all embroidery, or it is strings that are tied or sewed into the hat, and then it has these rhinestones or sequins to make it shine. And so there are these loop shapes, loops, there are these bows, and then this cording, and then they used yellow and they used orange on kind of a maroon color. And so they just drew lines and broke it up into a pattern. And you can choose to do this any way you want to. But for today, I figured let's just draw a simple one and decorate it how we choose. The forms are simple. Here's a curved line, here's a curved line, here's a rounded line or almost an oval on its side, and then you choose the colors and you decorate it. Let me put this one to the side. Let's draw a new one from scratch. So I've got a blue crayon. I can just draw this rounded line up, and then I want to draw this rounded line next to it. And there is going to be a band that goes across. It's a piece of fabric that's a different color. And there's usually that on a hat. And then you want to go about this far up, and it's almost a straight line, but it comes around. And then you want it to go kind of to a point, and then really a gradual rounding right up to that line. Did you see how I pulled that? And then this, we're gonna say it flips up. Remember, it is this part of the hat that flips up. And so if you looked at it from the side, let's see if I can angle this in. It's so big it won't fit, but it angles up on one side. So that's kind of cool. Now we get to decide, well, how are we going to decorate this? So it might be that you color it in. You take a color that you've skinned off. If you want to do this with crayons, that would be pretty easy. Do your lightest color first because it's easier to see it when you color over it. So it's hard to color something nice over black. Have you ever noticed that? So I'm shading or coloring this in. Try to get right up to that line. And make sure that you don't have something bumpy underneath where you're shading, because it'll pick up that texture, like in that virtual texture assignment that we just did. And so a rubbing will create that texture, but that's not what we're going for today. So I want to be sure to do a good job. This looks like Curious George's friend's yellow hat, the yellow man, the man in yellow pants. Can't remember that guy's name. Maybe that's all they called him. But if you want to shade this in with yellow, then we'll decide that the other, this part is a different color probably, or maybe the same. And then you got to make that decision and color this in. And it'll be easy to color over this or color into it because I started with a light color. Now, if you were embroidering, it wouldn't matter because you're not blending colors. You're just using other colors. And I'm coloring this in, and I was kind of going in the direction of the roundness of the hat. My lines were like this, so it was kind of showing it being round a little bit. Maybe that's just a habit. And then got to decide what color this band is going to be. Maybe green. And it doesn't have to be just straight green. It could be little dashes. And I could section that off in some kind of pattern. Well, here's a teal color green, and fill that in. The more time you take on something, the better it's going to look. Even something as simple as designing your own sombrero, which is what we're doing today. And I hope you have fun designing a sombrero as we get closer to Cinco de Mayo and fun activities coming up around school and town for Latin American holiday. So maybe I want to use a red color, but then that looks too much with that green. So maybe I want to stick with green. And I'm going to borrow ideas from this hat that I saw. These different segments and how it's rayed out like the sun shining. Maybe I can do that. So here's one line. Let me move this up out of the way so I don't have a weird line that happens. And then one line, another line, another line. I'm just kind of borrowing that idea. And then here maybe I can do that this way. And I'm just creating a simple motif or idea to decorate this sombrero. You might have people in your family that know a lot about sombreros, or have had a special sombrero, or, you know, there may be a reason that it is special to someone in your family. It may be that someone else had one like that and now they have one, or, you know, there's different reasons. I've known people that cowboy hats were very important to them, so if dad had a black cowboy hat, then the son wanted one also. And it's similar in Latin American culture and Mexican culture. There are lots of cowboys, lots of proud heritage in that culture, that there's a reason why we have certain things in certain colors and why we do things a certain way. Now, if I want to add a little bit of oomph to this, I can double my lines with another crayon like a blue or an indigo or whatever you choose. This is about you making a design on a hat. First draw the hat, then color it in a little bit, and then give us a cool design to look at. And I'm pushing hard with this because I want that to stand out and pop. And I'm leaving a little bit of white, which is cool. And then I can add some detail to this. Now I could cut this out and put it on another background, and that might look kind of sharp, but this is your hat and you decide how to make it. I just want to make sure that you can draw a sombrero and then show me some of these kind of cool designs that you can make. And you can go vertical and horizontal with your lines. You can totally change this up how you want to. I don't want it to be too busy, but I do want it to look decorated. And so there is my little sombrero this time. This was my simple sombrero from Friday or Thursday. And then with this one, I would want to draw different things into this also. And I want to think about how that all goes together. Thinking about what we do, and that changes the outcome of what we do and what we've made. We have to think about our decisions, and this is starting to look kind of cool. Hopefully you have fun making your own sombrero. We've made 2 today in this style, and it'd be fun to hang these up all over school if we get them, or hang it up around your house. I hope you've enjoyed making a sombrero, and remember, it's a simple shape like an upside down U. So you have this shape, which is kind of an oval. You do have that lip that stands up, and then you do have that rounded shape. It's a letter U if I turn it upside down. See that? but it's like a horseshoe. It's like that. It's almost a cup shape, but it's a rounded line, and I drew a horseshoe into it so you would visualize that. But an oval, O-V-A-L, rounded line, and then it's a sombrero. Sombrero. I hope you've had fun today drawing rounded lines and turning that into a sombrero. I don't know if I can wear this. It might fit me, but it's paper. It's just an idea for a design. Hopefully you send me a really cool design for a sombrero. Olé!